Thanks for coming to get me. Well, it is pretty damn early. I didn't know you own a car, though. Well, to be fair, I always assumed you were driving around rentals. I grew up as a rich girl. Do you really think I have a concept of price? No. I was spoiled here and there. However, in my opinion, my brother got most of the things that I was never allowed to have. Anthony was known to be the upcoming prince. A king, even. Yes, he is my older brother. However, in my kingdom, they ran things a little differently. My parents are the strict type, more specifically my mother. I was their daughter that would be offered to other kingdoms and other alliances. So it just so happened to be that my old boyfriend was also a ruler of his own kingdom. School I went to around the time had people that were just infested in that building that happened to be royals. I'm not sure why I'm telling you this. Maybe it's because I nearly died. Life can be a strange concept, but the ins and outs, whether we like it or not. My life is an even stranger concept. I know for a fact that I don't know much about you. But believe me when I say I know what it's like to have the pressure of magic behind your back. Anthony was a stellar student. He was perfect in every way. My brother was somebody they favored. Of course, Anthony loved me as his sister. But unlike most siblings, our bond isn't strained or corrupted by the difference of treatment. He knows I never cared for the validation. I just wanted my freedom. I wanted my freedom to have... I just wanted my freedom. The freedom to have my life lived the way I wanted to be lived by. He knows that I wanted this with all his heart. But all I ever wanted was to live a life like a commoner would. That freedom, that aspiration, the ability to work hard for what you want and not have it handed to you. Having everything served on a silver platter doesn't always taste good. Sure, you live well, but at the same time, it's like... you feel guilty. The reason that you feel guilty in the first place is because you know people are breaking their back for you, and you are doing nothing for them. The only thing you have to do is sit still, look pretty, and be offered up like a trophy to other kingdoms. I'm sorry. I must be rowdy from the hospital. I'm apologizing a lot because 1, I almost died, and 2, I actually do feel like shit for the way I've acted towards you. No, whether you believe it or not, Randall almost got me. Yeah, he did. If I never tampered with magic before, I would have been dead. Luckily, he only got the back of my head against the wall, but still, that's risky enough for concussion. You're gripping the wheel there. You okay? You say so. I'll tell you what. I can tell you how I met Sarah. Sarah Versera, or better yet, Verswanswala. She was the Princess Rosaria, as the upcoming queen, whenever the time came for marriage, of course. Her family was a lot more different from mine. In their tradition, once they find their true love and marry them, that's when they become rulers of their own. They share sections of the kingdom, because that is what they do with siblings. Sarah has an older brother and an older sister. Her older brother is older than her older sister, and she has 2 younger siblings, Nathaniel and Julie. I know her older brother's name is Zachary. Her older sister still remains a mystery to me. Sarah is the golden child of her family. Because of an incident that happened, which I will not be getting into details of, it is not my life. She became the strongest sibling out of them all. When I met her one day at the castle due to a traditional royal ball between the young teens, she called me out for being lonely. I told her I was surrounded by people and that I was fine. Then she said more clearly, but I was lonely because I could not see the future that was in front of me. But I was lonely because I was not living my life for what it should be. I never understood how every other royal could be so excited to get married and own kingdoms. Meanwhile, I just craved and yearned for freedom to own a little house, maybe? Peace and quiet. I never cared about the riches, and maybe was born into the wrong family. Or the wrong body. Somebody else would be worthy of this life of mine. That they could want more. Now, since you asked so nicely, me and Sarah hanged out and talked for a while, and I really opened up to her. She said that if I ever need a place to come to, that she would be there. She made an oath, a forbidden oath at that. One that no one should make. But Sarah's crazy like that. She does crazy things for the people who she devotes herself to. Despite barely knowing me, she devoted herself to me. She is an anomaly. Despite being a half-blooded vampire, her intelligence and intellect make up for that. Not to mention, she never showed any human traits because she's from the family of purebloods. When a pureblood becomes a half-blood, it's basically a fraction of power gone. Sarah's power doesn't feel like a loss, and she doesn't feel any weaker than most vampires. She still feels strong. In fact, she gains an extra ability. She's immune to most things that vampires and purebloods can't be immune to. Well, the sun is one of them. Another one of them is silver. Holy water. Then again, I think Sarah told me that holy water doesn't infect vampires in general because it's just a placebo. Well, yeah, the holy water is water that came from the church. Sarah said it was a mixture of salt in it. She basically stated it was useless and it doesn't really do anything because it's a man-made thing. It's not an organic supply. Hey, I don't make the rules. All I know is churches never existed before Homo sapiens existed. Sarah's only goal was to see Sylvain again. Sylvain. She's the werewolf you'll be seeing at the party since they decided to delay it. Reminds me I should probably call her back. But long story short, I ran away and found myself here, in sweet old Rosaria. And I've been living with Sarah since. Oh, she's fine with it. Her parents bought her own separate mansion. Yeah, you can tell she's loaded. So instead of me being a queen of some kingdom I don't even honor and married to somebody who I never even wanted. Well, I did want him, but he cheated on me. Some guys just aren't worth it. But now my brother Anthony is the head of the kingdom, and he's married to a woman he sincerely loves, and I adore her. She's... She really does make a good eye for my brother. They're so meant to be without even trying. And now I get to live my peaceful days wreaking havoc and being free as long as people keep believing I'm dead. Which will be for a very long time, considering that it's an entirely different country, an entirely different kingdom. My wounds are fine, and I can just walk fine. With the assistance of crutches, of course. Well, I had no idea I broke my leg. It'll be a long while before it heals up completely. We'll have to go to the party in crutches. Who knows? Maybe I'll win the trophy for the best dancer who's injured. I'm just kidding. But I really do appreciate you coming to get me. I didn't want to feel nausea for calling a butler. Or relying on Sarah once again, and she scolds me for being stupid. It's nice to just talk about how I feel and just sit in silence sometimes, you know? I get too mentally tired. And I'm getting a lot of phone calls as well, and text messages like crazy, and every now and then your basic visit. Most of them are trainees who I trained into full-fledged workers. The other half is just Anthony visiting me. He worries about his little sister a lot. I don't blame him. Him and I are each other's other half. It's like a family you can't replace. Sure, he gets on my nerves, but I get excited when he visits. Because he knows I can visit him. But maybe one day I'll be able to see him. Free. Free at will. Whenever I please. Sorry. I didn't realize I was getting all teary-eyed. I'm not normally this sensitive, but for some reason I was in the mood to be. To let myself breathe emotionally. To let myself be real with you. Let's start over, Mage. From now on, you and I are more than partners. We're friends. And that's a great start. You've shown me you are worthy of becoming a friend. A true friend, in fact. Oh, please, I'm in your car. If there's anything beyond that, I don't know what that is. I really am sorry, though. I can be an idiot sometimes, but trust me when I say it's only because I'm scared to be betrayed again. The way I saw how you cried over me, I just couldn't help but think, damn, have I been too paranoid all this time? And then you fell asleep on me at the hospital, and you stayed with me until one of the ladies actually tried to kick you out. We're going to ignore that part, and we're going to skip to the sweet stuff, okay? Thank you for visiting me constantly until I was discharged. There's no reason for you to feel guilty. Everything there was my fault. No? Okay, fine. It wasn't anybody's. We can't predict the future, and there's no way we could have known. However, I do believe we can make a better future by living our present honestly the way we want to. Agreed? Okay. Agreed.